Now Adam, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but Steve has just had what I definitely think is the biggest fish of the day, and he was fishing down the edge exactly the same as you, but he's doing it different. He's fishing the flat method. Yeah. You've opted for kind of a unorthodox approach.
Yeah, pretty strange.
Yeah.
Basically, I had a pellet waggler set up for fishing across,
right?
For sort of late on in the day when the fish come up in the water. Seen Steve getting a few biggies down the edge, so I thought my conventional cage feeder just wouldn't be right presentation for the margin. So
really?
I've just changed the hook, put an extra strong lythgoe-clarke hook on.
Right, okay.
2 bits of meat, and basically just feeding some cubes of meat down the side just to see if I can nick a couple of big fish.
Right, and
catch him back up.
And you're literally just using the pellet waggler as an indicator?
Yeah, just using it as an indicator. I'm just lining it against the bank and letting the line fall in like that.
Right.
Hopefully pick a few big carp up
and
that way.
Would you normally in this instance fish a flat method or fish a pole?
Well,
or, I mean, this isn't what you'd normally use.
In a normal competition thing, you'd probably fish a pole in the margins with a small float, a little pot on, feeding plenty of bait, you know, being very accurate. But obviously limited time, just thought I'd have a go at doing this.
You only had 60 minutes, mate. You just mentioned about feeding plenty of bait. How much sort of bait would you feed? Because
in the margins, I like to prime it. If you're fishing a 5-hour match, I'd like to prime it for 3 hours before I even looked at it.
Right, yeah.
So I'd be priming it all the time.
Oh, look at that, it's a big ghosty,
yeah, it's a big ghosty coming. And then looking to fish it the last 2 hours of your match when the fish are confident in there, happy to feed in there, you know, so you've got, you know, every time your float goes in, you come back with a fish.
Right.
Those last 2 hours.
And what about bait? Are you still on the
yeah,
on the luncheon meat and hemp?
I sort of limited myself. That's all I sort of got, a bit of hemp and meat. There's a few fish there.
So you are feeding, you know, I mean, you're feeding a good handful every time.
Yeah, just getting them in there, trying to get them to compete on the deck.
Right.
There's a lot more hemp in there now, running out of meat basically, so and fishing 2 cubes of meat on the hook, just so they pick out a little bit quicker.
Superb. Now, you've probably got 20-25 minutes, something like that, to respond to Steve's double, and let me tell you, it was a good double, but that ghosty in there that we just saw was a good one, so get that hook loaded, that float in there, and good luck, mate.
Cheers.
I think you're going to need it.
Not quite the double I was looking for, but again, another beautiful fish. Let's carry on, see if we can get another.